I've found the participation skill incredibly useful. When I first came to Crammond School, I had a lovely class, but they were quite tricky, and there were a lot of children with needs where I could adapt my teaching, but I would often go home and think, I'm not quite getting it right for that child, and they need a little bit more. So when my deputy at the time gave me the circled document, and I filled in participation scale for individuals in the class, and there were quite a few, I found this really useful, because then when I identified, for instance, if it was attention and concentration skills that I needed to focus on, there were so many routines and strategies and structures that I could use. It was all there for me, and I could kind of pick and choose what would suit our environment, our class, and our individuals. And I would actually I did it for several of the children that needed it, and I would photocopy this and I would highlight the strategies I was using and finding if I was implementing them, if they were having an impact. It was a good way to record the impact. And I could annotate this directly, and then on the other side of here there was a really good place to look at what that impact was and summarise and assess how well they were doing. And I just found overall that by doing this, the strategies and the structures and routines, they actually benefited everybody, because the stuff in here is really useful and good practice in any classroom. So by starting off looking at individuals, I felt that as a whole, we all benefited from them. I became a better and more reflective teacher, and I was able to observe my pupils and evaluate their needs better, which to me meant I was getting it right for them. And once I'd done that, and I felt we had everything in place that we could, I would look back at the scale, maybe redo the participation scale and move on to the next bit. So it was quite linear, and we would often, after, if it was attention and concentration skills, I would find that the next thing we needed to focus on was organisation and planning skills for the individual.